let them make a lot of money, let them fight each other. They have been fighting each other in the gym. I know it's a little different, of course. So when the first fight was supposed to happen, that was in the beginning of the COVID period. We had to sit down, we had a talk, and we talked about how the best way to approach a fight like this. And for me, it was very simple. I told both of these guys, I'm not going to be involved. I'm not going to really train anybody. I'm not going to be in the corner. It's just you two guys. So whatever you guys decide to do, it's cool by me. And you have to understand that Kamaru is. I've been training Kamaru for 8 years. I mean, not only me, but Kamaru trained in our gym for 8 years, and Gilbert 7 years. So we've been training for a long time. And Kamaru, when he goes back to Dallas to his family, he trains sometimes at a gym in Dallas, and he already trained sometimes with Trevor Whitman, who I know, who makes all my equipment for my training. So he was already training sometimes there. And at that moment, Kamaru also said, like, it's good for me also to go to another place, work on some different skills, and but we never really decided you go there and he goes there. It went along like that, and I think it went very transparent. Everybody was working really cool. They were still training together at the same time, at the mats in the beginning of the first fight, and then when the fight got postponed. Of course, Kamaru trained at Trevor's place, but he came back and he trained with us. He never left the gym. And then when the fight got rebooked again, we had to sit down in a talk, me, him, and I think Greg was also there. And he decided, he said, like, I think it's a good idea for me to go there. I like to train there. I like to train with Trevor, see some new stuff. And also, it's better than Gilbert trains. I train. And I already decided to stay out of it. So it went very good. Everybody's asking me who left the gym or whatever. Nobody left the gym. Nobody left the team. For me, everybody's still on the same team. Everybody still like each other. They have the same training partners. And like I said before, to be honest, I'm not a real big game plan trainer. I'm more of a skill. I like to train skills. So I'm not really training for a certain kind of guy. So of course, if you fight a wrestler, I know you have to be sure for the takedowns and everything. But I like to go from my own strength instead of just looking too much at somebody else. So for me, it's easy to step out of there, and that's what really happened. And I think the UFC and everybody wants to build a little bit of a drama because it's good to sell papers when it looks like it's a gym drama. But I tell you, from my point of view and from our guys in the gym and from both these guys, there's no drama. They're just going to fight hard. And of course, someone wants to be a champion and someone wants to stay a champion. And that's only the difficult part for me as a trainer to see that, you know. But I probably don't even going to watch it. But I mean, there's no side to being chosen. That's just the way it went, and it went very well. And I think it's going to work out well for both these guys.
You know, I got a two-part question here. It's exactly what you just said. You're sitting on the East Coast, which means you're not in Vegas, which means you are not in the corner of either guy. That was a decision made by you, obviously, that, hey, I'm going to separate myself. You say you're not even going to watch it. I can't believe you're not going to watch it. Okay, I cannot believe you're not going to watch it. But I do understand it. I totally understand it. On top of the fact that you had decided I'm not going to be in either of, you know, these fighters' corners because, you know, you love them both. You train with them for a long time. You know, you don't want to see either one lose. Totally understand it. On top of that, you seeing what these guys have done in the gym for all of these years and getting themselves up to this level from the Black Zillions when they first started out there with you, you know, and all that time, all the way up to now. What is it that you see as a coach that separates the two in the way they do things?
Well, the thing is, like, it's very difficult because I always say the strength of Kamaru Usman is that he's very, how you say it? He's very dedicated and steady and very, he does everything the way you're supposed to do it as a professional athlete. He comes early, he wraps his hands, he rolls his body out, he starts, he warms up, he trains hard, he does a cool down. The same is being said about Gilbert. They do exactly the same. They're the first ones in the gym, the last ones out of the gym. They both have a family. They're family. They're real fathers. I mean, Kamaru and Gilbert. We have before we had Hard Knocks 365. We had an arcade place right next to our doors. And after training, Kamaru after hard training, Kamaru brought his beautiful daughter there and went to the arcade place every day. Gilbert is always fishing with his sons. They're family people there. They're really, I think both of them are representing a championship very well, because I know you don't need to be the perfect person to be a champion. Everybody's different, but they're very dedicated, very motivated. They're training animals. They like to learn. They suck up everything that you try to teach them. And they both came from a grappling background, and it took a very long time. And that's what I always try to tell the people that come to train with us. My striking, I don't do really anything that's very special, but it's a system that you need to follow and trust. And if you follow and trust the system, knockouts and exciting fights will come. And slowly on, you will see the process. And I'm very, very proud to be a part of building both these houses together with them. Fighting for a belt is something special, especially in the UFC, you know. It's not happening so often, but it cannot happen to two better guys. They're really, again, like I said, they're helping out other guys in the gym. So I'm very proud of, just like as a trainer, not only for the fight stuff, but also as personal people. They're very good people, you know. So that's a cool thing for me as a trainer, for us as trainers, because I'm not doing this alone. For us as trainers to see that they're good men, you know, and that says something, you know. It's the culture of our gym. We try to raise good men, you know.
The fact that he chose to go over to Trevor Whitman's and Trevor Whitman, and you know him personally, and you've obviously, I'm sure, do you still coordinate with him on before this fight was actually scheduled on the ideas of what you guys would like him to work with, or you just let Trevor be Trevor with him as well, knowing that he's going to come back to you?
Yeah, well, no, I know for a fact, everybody knows that. We don't need to say that Trevor Whitman is a great coach. There's like I say, I'm a picky guy. I'm not crazy about every coach in the world, but he's a real trainer. You know, he's a craftsman. You can see that. So no, I don't need to do that. We had calls when he fought George Masvidal. We called him, and I called him about how he was doing, and we talked about the stuff that I think would be good for Kamaru. But again, like I said, he's so well rounded. He's seen so many fighters, trained so many champions. So, but we had contact only for this fight. Of course, we stay out of it. There's nothing to do with being not personal or being in the mix or choosing sides. But I think it's his job now to train Kamaru. And Gregory Jones is with Gilbert, so both of them have a coach that I know that know these fighters very well. You have to understand that Kamaru also have George Santiago, who was always at every fight when I was in the corner. So Kamaru has his guys with him. Gilbert has Vincente Luque with him and Greg Jones. So I don't need to stay in. I don't need to call or stay in some other coach's lane, especially not Trevor's. He's seen it all, man. He's been doing this much longer than me, you know.
I've seen a lot of footage in the last couple weeks leading up to this fight of Gilbert Burns always being kind of with Usman, and Usman always being with Gilbert Burns when the two of them were at fights and events. And it's what kind of conversation have you seen between the two of them and how they handle this professionally? I mean, they seem very focused on the matter at hand. There's been no mudslinging across social media. Gilbert's been a little bit more active on social media, but all positive, very, very positive person. Obviously, I've met him a couple of times. Seems like a very positive person always. Usman, very focused, and only thing he's really talked about and tweeted about on social media is 10 days left, 9 days left, giving the countdown and the focus. Is that kind of a thing that you guys talk about at your guys' gym? And that being said, what are the conversations when this fight was announced? Between the two of them, did they say, hey, we knew this was coming because we're the two best guys? And how did you guys approach that conversation, or how did they approach that conversation, if you were able to hear about it?
Yeah, that's kind of when Gilbert so-called called him out. I don't want to really call out, but he needs to fight a champion if you want to be a champion, so you have to call him out.
Yeah,
it was to hear that, you know, for yourself. But he did it on the right way, and he still did. And they had a conversation in the gym at the first fight when Kamaru still was with us, training with us. They had a conversation. They talked about each other. Listen, again, these people know each other. These children know each other's children. again, I know a lot of fans want to see a lot of hate and trash talking. I'm not a big fan of that stuff. These are two professional guys who make good for their family. They're going to fight very hard, and they had that conversation. Of course, now there will be a little bit of one guy wants to be the champion and the other guy wants to stay champion. So there will be a little bit of feeling like, hey, he's not going to take what I got, and the other guy will take. I'm going to take what he got because I want it. So, but there's nothing really wrong. And again, like I just said, it's in our gym at this moment when there's, and you come from a very big gym. If you have so many good fighters and they seek for a good culture where they can kind of try to go to the next level. Because the funny thing is that people always say iron sharpen irons and these quotes and everything, but then another day they say the gym is too big. There are too many people. We don't get attention. Well, I tell you a very simple thing. I come from kickboxing, and I know it's not MMA, but I come from kickboxing, and we train in a very small studio with 25 people, with 11 world champions in my gym. When you turn around, there was a world champion next to you, and everybody fought each other, and nobody had any issues with each other because there was no trash talking, because it's traditional sport, comes from Kyokushin karate, and we all respect each other. And K1 too, the same. You said the morning you have breakfast with Recefo and Peter Aas, they have breakfast in the evening that they beat the shit out of each other. But afterwards they drink, in the evening they are out in Roppongi drinking beers. People need to stop. Not everybody needs to talk trash, hate each other to have a good fight. It's skills. The skills pay bills. And you know that because you was a skillful fighter. If you have great skills, people want to tune in. Yeah. And of course, people are good at drama and trash talking and everything. That's good for them. But in our gym, we don't want that stuff hanging around. We just try to keep it very simple. You come to fight, give good fights for the fans, make sure you get paid well. And that's another thing that people need to understand. These people are very underpaid. They're paid well and have a great fight. And now these two teammates fight each other. Of course, again, it's not the perfect scenario. And one hand, and the other hand, some guys say it's great. Don't forget, I also, not only me, but we train also Vicente Luque, who's very close by 2 more wins, and he's very close by. Even in Bellator, we have, and you talked about it, Logan Storley, Jason Jackson. But what can you do? I mean, I'm a trainer. I like to train people. So when people come to train, really want to train and work on skills, then I'm not closing my door for nobody. That's not what I'm doing.
I'm going to ask you one last question before you go, okay? And yes. It's probably going to be the toughest one ever. Burns or Usman? Give me the prediction. I can't do that to you, Coach. Come on, Coach. I can't do that to you.
No, but the best man will win, Josh.
Yes.
The best man will always win on fight night. Doesn't matter who it is. Best man will win.
100% agree.